You're tuning into.
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
And hello, everyone.
So that little jig, you just tried to,
I can't dance to our theme song.
try to do the shoulders. What is that? The girl from the Tyler Perry movies always do the shoulders.
Tyler Perry movie.
The Tyler Perry. Oh my god! Is it Chandra Corelli? I think.
I don't know them.
I
hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who that woman is.
You ever seen Tyler? Was it Tyler Perry? Medea Clash Reunion.
Class Reunion.
Yes, the play.
It was a Class Reunion. Oh, I never watched none of the plays.
Thank you guys so much.
Did I just lose my black card?
Turn your microphone off. go ahead. Take a minute for me.
Yeah, the plays I never really.
I've seen every play.
Really?
Every last one.
Oh yeah, I never.
I literally got BET Plus so I can see the ones I've never seen before.
I never really watched the plays.
Which can we say BET Plus? When do y'all take payments? I just want to know. Because why does it seem like y'all only take payments when I'm broke?
Right.
All of a sudden, I feel like I haven't paid for BET Plus in about 3 months. All of a sudden, I get broke, and all of a sudden, BET Plus. Thank you for your $9.99.
Like, put my money
Put
back.
it back.
Right. All right. I get so urban. I actually had to pay my bills. First of all, put my money back. Come on.
Because I was at the last minute, you're like, ooh, I only got $7 left to my name. Here come Paramount Plus. Thanks for the $6.99. Get out my face.
You be like,
here go Apple iTunes.
Like, ooh, I did good. I got extra $200. Let me get some crabs tonight. Here come. Thank you for your car insurance payment. You son of a.
But anyway, that's
my God.
Anyway,
welcome
to the podcast.
I'm Tyrone.
And I am Basil Anthony.
And this is CodenameZ.
The podcast.
Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I'm listening. That's the end of the... I tried to... Let's just censor all of that.
That's not how that works. Anyway. Welcome to the podcast.
But first of all, can we talk about when producers be slow with the finger on some shows? It be like, you motherfucker. I'm like, okay, sir. And blink right there. Every person like, yeah, you need.
That's like that 1 year, but they had Lil Wayne perform. I feel like it's the BET Awards.
I think
they was late on some of them.
Oh my God.
They was like, first of all, if you do a song, I'm sorry, anybody who do performances on TV, if your song sounds like this, yo, and I saw what.
I'd be like, just take the song.
Just no more song.
Cancel the song.
Just take the song away.
No, that
like,
is.
Remember when Nicki Minaj put "Stupid Hoe" out?
Oh, I was just about to say that.
I'm a stupid. Oh, you were stupid. You were stupid.
That wasn't even the song I was saying. That was bad too. But don't you remember? Pimpin' ain't slick.
Oh my God. Pimpin' ain't slick.
I'm like, just keep it on the. Keep it on the CD. Let's not put it on the radio. 100 Bezos suckers can't tell me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
what is
Bezos
this?
suckers. I'm like, what are these words, Nikki?
Like what's happening?
I would have preferred y'all just to bleep it out.
I just prefer you don't play it.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Speaking of Nicki Minaj, our topic this week is about famous people.
I thought you was about to come at her for. Never mind.
I don't. Listen, I do not claim to be a barb for that reason alone.
I thought you know because you was about to talk about no, because the topic is supposed to be famous people and then like has been famous. I thought you were trying to be smart. Be like, let's talk about the old people. Like, don't come for Nikki.
Some of the unrelevance. No. So this week's topic, I want to talk about. Okay, so it's kind of like a two hitter here, like boom boom, pow pow.
I need a charger. I'm sorry, that was so random. You got a charger with you?
I have the new charger. The new phone I got. Oh, wait.
Whatever.
Don't have the XR. Like, the 13 over here. Do you have any type of... Okay, this is not for the podcast right now. I'm sorry. This is not it.
Let's tell everybody how much your phone bill is now. Anyway, come on, let's go.
Anyway, so... My topic, and I picked this topic this week because, I see a lot of, like, high school kids and stuff like that, and you think back to, like, when you were in high school, and you think back to those people who were, like, the quote-unquote, the famous, the popular,
right?
And it's like, one, what made them popular? Right. 2, why do I care? 3, that's only cute when you're 13, but like when you turn 27, it's kind of weird. You're kind of old now, sis. Just want to put that out there. It's not about nobody in particular. Don't put that. And stop playing with that.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
So specifically, this podcast is about. Let me say no. So that really isn't about anybody. Let me stop.
No, it's not. But no. So I bring this up because I see a lot of people who like walking around the street, and the popular people and everything. And I think back to when I went to college, and I think back to those people who I feel like the popular people are the people who peaked.
Right. You peaked in high
like,
school.
You peaked in high school, you peaked in middle school. So, like, when you get to, like, a higher, you get to, like, when you get older and everything, I think a lot of people think so that carries you. And it does to an extent, but also it carries you, but it's like, do you want to be carried this way? Like,
do you want to be carried this way?
Because I feel like you're just as popular as, like, some of these love and hip-hop-esque people.
Right.
Like, Jocelyn Hernandez.
Don't come for the Puerto Rican princess.
In the words of Kid Fury, the Puerto Rican piss stain, but
Damn, I ain't going. Y'all just petty for that one.
But no, like when you think famous, do you think Jocelyn Hernandez?
Don't do that to her. Don't do. I'm not. Don't be. Now you about to have Jocelyn Hernandez.
Do you think Mimi Frost?
Well. She was on her Kim Kardashian tip for a minute.
She could never.
She was swinging from the chandeliers.
Mimi, get a like. This is like you think famous like Jessica Dime. Do we know her for real?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be smart. I'm so not.
Drag her, even though I love Jessica Dime actually. That? She's on Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, okay. Then that name is okay. It is ringing a bell now.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, sorry.
But like, do you think like, and it's almost like it's like, yes, you have a name for yourself, but it's like at what cost?
Right.
And like it's almost like so when those popular kids get into college, I went to college, and I think I talked about this last week as well. The whole like I was like too black for the whites, too white for the black situation. We talked about that last week,
right?
And I realized that I didn't particularly care to be with the black crowd as much, just because a lot of the crowd, like the it crowd of our people,
right,
was to me cringy. Like it's like the ones that like they peaked in high school, so they got to college, and it's like they are where they are because of the people that surround them, but at the same time they're not what they think they are.
Right.
Right. It's like you get these people who are like you're popular amongst your own people, and that's it. But when you're around everyone else, no one knows who you are. Like you're a nobody in class. You're a nobody when you go to these organization meetings. No one knows you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and it made me think like, what do you consider? Why do we? Okay, hold on.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to get it here. Okay, listen, I didn't prep for this one, but what would you consider to make someone popular to you? What do you consider?
Are we talking about like now, like currently, or like if I were in high school or something, or like now?
I want to say, let's say both. Okay, in high school, the people who were popular, what do you think made them the popular people? Quote unquote, because I think you're all losers. But go ahead.
I think when you're in high school, a lot of times it goes by like. Honestly, a lot of it is like very materialistic in some sense, like. The kids who had nice clothes, you had nice sneakers, you pretty much, or also you were loud. Like I'm just gonna be honest, like you know what I'm saying, like you were kind of either the class clown or
I was gonna say loud because I mean our friend was loud, and I wouldn't consider her to be being a part of the popular group. Well, none of us were popular. Let's be honest,
right? But I think she. But see, you know what's hard about it is that Frieri, I feel like was a different. That's okay. We can say our high school.
At this point, yes.
Yeah. Frieri, like our high school was a little different though because our high school was so small that I feel like it was.
But we definitely had a popular group.
I don't know, but maybe because I didn't care. I could care less. But I never really like regarded anyone as popular. You know what I'm saying? Like we had that group that was like. Always into something, I feel like. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was... Because our graduating class was, 60 people? Like,
I think we had, like, 70-something, maybe.
whoop-de-doo for us. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it comes to a certain level of smallness where it's just like, you popular to who? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of hard in our high school. But
and one thing, the only reason I say that is because, like, when you say, like, oh, like, loud, like, our friend, you know, and our whole group of friends, I feel like, for the most part, except for, like, outliers like me, you, and a couple of others, you know, at first, you know, I wasn't in the whole fashion thing. Our friend, they dressed very well at the time. For the most part, they always had their hair really, really nice.
Right.
You know, I feel like, and we were all, like, nice people. Some.
But
and it's like,
oh, sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, but I was like, I feel like we had almost the same thing that they had, except for the fact that I feel like we had personality and they really didn't. Like, their personality was like kind of being an asshole, you know, like the ones that are popular, the ones that were like, you know, like cussing out teachers. And everybody was just like, oh yeah, cause they gonna say whatever they want to say, and it's like, but it's rude. Why do you know? Why are y'all goading this person to be rude to people who are not being rude to them? Or, oh, because they had the newest clothes or whatever. Like, there was a point where someone in high school...
Wait, hold on, sorry. I couldn't hear. We're gonna mute the mics for 1 second so he can actually say the name out loud. No, I want to hear what you're talking about. Oh, okay.
There was a point where I remember I was being nosy,
right,
listening in on conversations. Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, it was some kind of clothing that came out, and he couldn't find it in his size. Mm-hmm. And to be in the it crowd, he got something that was smaller than his size and basically squeezed himself into it for that specific reason, just because he wanted to be a part of the it crowd. And I was just like, it don't just seem corny to you. Like, if I know I couldn't fit into something, I just won't buy it. Right. Or also, if I think something's ugly, I'm not going to wear it. Like, you know, New Balances for one point was like a huge thing. And everyone had New Balances. I had Converse because I thought New Balances were ugly. And to this day, I think they're ugly. Right. I think that is an ugly shoe. Unless New Balances wants to sponsor us. Then
You're irking. New Balances have... I see some New Balances nowadays that I really do. I'm like, oh, they're kind of nice.
No.
You're irking.
You know, I think they're ugly. And it's like... But my thing is, like, first of all, who was the principal of the school where they're like, oh, we're doing New Balances? And everybody started following them. What is your influence on life?
Yeah, and I see now. I think, and see, okay, that's where I think is the difference in Friere, is because in Friere, I definitely think we had some students that were trendy, but I think it's the difference between trendy and pop. Like, I think we definitely had that trendy crowd, but like I said, like, I really don't think that. Because, okay, say if you have this group of 20 popular kids and the class is only 60 students or something, like, so the other 40 who not even really paying y'all no mind, and we just had, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of hard to really say popular. Now, I don't know, maybe we went to like a bigger high school where they had like 500 students in each class, and then like now everybody in the whole school know this person, then you can kind of see the popularity.
Well, we did have those people, the ones that didn't pass the first year.
But that's not just popularity.
They were known.
That's just known. But see, and that's the thing. So do we equate popularity with well-knownness? Because, like, for example, I think you can have different levels. Like, for example, some people, I don't consider me being popular in school, but I would think, okay, whatever.
Why the fuck you lying?
Oh, yeah, you was popular?
I won prom king. You don't remember that? So no, I'm starting lying.
Oh, no, come on now.
Remember someone entered me in for prom king, and I was like,
me too. Remember?
Right.
Remember, and I made it to the last round.
Right. I was on prom committee, so I took my name. I took my name off.
I did that.
You're irritating.
I'm the one that did that because I remember I put myself in as well, and I was in there to the last round. I was like, "Nail."
I took my name out because I didn't want to hurt the other students' feelings.
You weren't gonna win, so, just like I wasn't gonna win. I was surprised I was still in there. I was like, "Y'all still won?"
But okay, but this is the thing. Like, I would consider myself though, but like I said, the school is so small that everyone is known. But like, maybe I don't know, because I did a lot of different things at the school, like. Maybe like a little well-known. Like I remember, I don't know who it was.
Okay, teachers popular versus like popular amongst their peers.
No, like somebody went to a school that my cousin went to in college, and they were like, "Oh, Tyrone's my cousin." They was like, "Oh yeah, Tyrone. Like I remember him." Blah blah blah. So I don't know. Like you could be known. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like Okay, can y'all stop? Sorry, my neighbor's upstairs. I don't know why their tub is so loud.
They're taking a loud shower.
Everything in here is just so squeaky. Like I don't know. But
anyway,
so you know,
damn.
Oh gosh, phlegm. Okay, but
my mask on.
Whatever. You're. But so you know, what I'm saying, I don't know because it's like, I don't know. It's like you can be well known, like you did all of these different clubs, so you interacted with a lot of different people. But necessarily, like, I mean, I didn't care about dressing and stuff back then. Like, I was like, I'm trying to get into Harvard, so I'm just going to focus on my education.
Yeah, listen, you was known for a good t-shirt and jeans.
Right.
Me as well.
Right.
Good old t-shirt and jeans combo.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I think you, honestly, you were very well known in school. Yes, you. If I asked
allegedly I was.
Basil. Oh, yeah, Basil. And they may know you for a certain incident on Figure News Live. But they still know you. They still know you. Like
bleep that out because I don't want nobody to see that.
Googling it.
Ew, I hated it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, and let's say this: if we get to a certain amount of views, we will find the clip and show you.
I know exactly where it is, and it is privated. Thank you so much. I know where it is too.
Oh, I meant to send you something that I found on the internet the other day.
Which
I'm
one?
like the intro.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but that was not as cringy.
That wasn't bad, but it was just so funny how like. Small, and then I found some videos of me up there. I'm like,
let's not talk about the symbol. Mm-hmm.
What about that?
I still have a screenshot of you from that video, but let's move on.
What's wrong with me?
Anyway,
first of all, apparently I was in a whole documentary that they filmed, and I'm like, I don't remember, but then I do remember it. But then I'm like,
I don't remember that.
I don't remember the release forms. but
no, anyway, but like I say that because. I think a lot of times people take that moment that they peaked and kind of keep riding that wave until it gets embarrassing. Right. And I say that because of I follow. You don't watch the Bad Girls Club. I watch the Bad Girls Club for almost every season when I was younger, and I think now that like Natalie Nunn, she's known, Tanisha, they're known and everything. But I also feel like y'all are in their 40s and like you're still doing this. They're still trying to make shows and they're still like, pretending they're relevant. And then sometimes you read some of the comments. A lot of the comments are like, y'all are way too old for this.
That's what I was about to say. Do you think the issue is that I don't think it's the issue, but do you think the issue you find with it that they're still trying to become relevant or the way that they're trying to stay relevant?
The way. It's because it's like you're still doing. So it's different when you, let's say, quote unquote, peak in high school. And if you grow up, you're kind of like get older. I said grow up, like we're already grown. But like when you get older, and it's like you're still doing the same thing you were doing in high school,
right?
And it's like you still have your key supporters that are like yay. But then it's like in the grand scheme of things, you look corny. You look like it's like you're still arguing with people on Instagram. You're still posting these things of like this bitch here did this and it's like you don't feel goofy. Like this doesn't feel
goofy.
Like you don't feel like this is like go do something else with your life. Go get a family. Go get a life. Get a job. Get a hobby. Like get a job. Get a hobby. Get a life. Get something and do something. And it's like that's like when I see people like the Bad Girls Club, where it's like Natalie, who's still like she's with the Zeus Network now, and she's with and Tanisha's with her sometimes, and it's like they're doing Baddies ATL, and they're doing this, and it's like this was cute and fun when y'all were in your early 20s, and we're watching Natalie run around saying I'm in LA, Tanisha's banging I ain't get no sleep because of y'all, like it was cute and it was funny.
Right
now, y'all have children, y'all are in your 40s, and it's like you're still fighting on Zeus.
Right.
And YouTube and arguing on Instagram with people and going live and this and this. And it's like, it's not the same feels I get from it because it's like now it's boring. It's like, we saw this.
Right. And you just.
When it was ending, it ended. Like, why are we still trying to do this?
The thing is, it's about growing and evolving. And you can still keep parts of like your personality that make you famous, but you can reform it. So like if you were like this crazy wild person on the Bad Girls Club and you already get into arguments, now at 40 you should leave all the arguing and stuff alone, but maybe that part of your personality now transform to like being very outspoken, or like you just still have a big personality, like now you kind of like a Wendy Williams or something, what I'm saying? Like no nonsense talk, but like you keeping all the argument and you know what I'm saying. It's ways to evolve yourself.
And there's some who did it. Like I would say the Jersey Shore people, even though some of them gotta let it go. Okay.
Or the fist pump.
Yeah, like we're not doing this. But like I think maybe like almost like Snooki. Snooki for the most part, like like you know her. Like Snooki for the most part, like she was really famous on Jersey Shore.
Right.
And then she did Dancing with the Stars. She did a couple of little TV shows.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she did that when she insulted Wendy Williams about that. It was kind of funny. Because she did a year that the year Wendy was on it. She was like, "Oh, I feel like you should do that when you're like like kind of a has been." And Wendy was on it currently, and she was like, "Oh, a has been, huh?" And it's like, "Oop." But
what?
Yikes.
Okay.
But I think I think she did it pretty well because of the fact that she did the show, did a couple little extras or whatever, did promos, all that kind of stuff, in clubs, X, Y, and Z. Then she got, married, children. Then she had like the spinoff was like, okay, I'm still kind of a wild girl, but I'm also a mom now.
Yeah.
And then there's a Jersey Shore family reunion, and she I think she did like a season or two,
right.
And then was like, I'm gonna back off because I'm a parent. Now, so people still look at her like she still does like little stuff on TikTok and stuff, and it's like I think she kind of perfectly went into adulthood more. Like I don't want to see Snooki on the beach, fall on the ground being drunk,
right.
And she's a mom now.
Yeah,
and it's like she kind of grew, she evolved like Jay Wild. Like it's like they grew, they evolved. You don't see them in street fights anymore. They just kind of like sometimes they might have to pull it out a little bit and be like a little wild, but it's like. You got there, like it's like you're not still trying to bank off of this fame that you got when you were 23,
right.
And now you're in your 30s and 40s with children. It's like you're not still doing this. Like Natalie is a full parent now,
right?
And it's like, what are you doing?
Right,
fighting people on TV still,
yeah,
and still trying to claim all this fame. And you're arguing with people and girls who have never said anything to you,
right?
On Instagram, it's like. You don't feel weird and goofy, like, and it's like you peaked at that point. That's like people who are still on the challenge from like Real World, Big Brother and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like CT, it's like, why are you still on the show?
That's how they make their money.
That's it. It's like find something else to do. Because if I ever get on Big Brother, which hello Big Brother, if I ever get on Big Brother and I get on there, they say you can go to the challenge or whatever. I'm like, you got a good maybe 2-3 seasons with me,
right?
I'm done.
Right.
Unless I get to like another reality TV show. Like now I'm Celebrity Big Brother. I'm maybe like another show or something like that. But like you are still stuck in that same bubble. And it's like people are looking at you like, aren't you 40? It's like, you're still doing this?
Yeah, like let it go. Yeah, it's just, I think it's just about, like I said, evolving, finding different ways to still have your personality, but make it, I guess, more age appropriate. I mean, first of all, you know me, like, all of that drama and argument stuff, I don't think, even when they were in their 20s, I don't think it's age appropriate. Like, it's kind of corny, but it makes sense because it's reality TV and whatever like that. And I also think New York, Tiffany Pollard, I think she has done a really good job of, like, still being New York, but kind of, like, she still seems grown. Yeah. Now. Like, she seems like she's definitely has grown up, but she still... is New York. You know what I'm saying in a way?
Like, again, even when she gets into her like New York kind of state of mind, it's almost like it's not like I flavor love New York. It's she's still doing the same thing, but it's not like she's banking off of what she was doing. Like when she was on Celebrity Big Brother, it was like you saw the kind of half and half that she was giving. Stop.
I'm sorry, my favorite part with the shoes.
They were old maiden type shoes.
She was like, she said that these were made for pretty women, so that means she should box them up immediately and return them. First of all,
someone lied to her. She should have never picked them off the rack, but she was unqualified. Someone lied to her several times and said she was fly, hot, and sexy, and she's none of the sort. She's a disgrace to women.
But that's what I'm saying. It was such a like classy and calm, like
even with her little argument, you don't see her like out there really rumbling. Even though I mean the only person she tried to rumble was Pumpkin, but like you don't see her out there like throwing boxes around and trying to like fight people. I'm like, come here, what's up? Like you don't hear all this. It's like she went into it. Even when you see her other shows. I mean, she does like a whole little talk show thing, and she do for like the VH1 YouTube channel, or maybe on VH1 or whatever. And it's like it's a little bit more of her real personality combined with the things that made her funny.
Right.
But it's not like she's not doing the same exact thing she was doing when she was umpteen years old.
Yeah.
Versus now she's like, I think she's in her 40s as well.
Yeah, she should. Yeah.
She's definitely in her 40s.
Yeah.
Like, now, come on now.
You go, dang, grind her up. Come on.
I mean, because look how old we are. It's like, she got to be in her 40s. She's not in her 40s. I'm scared.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, it's like, look where she is.
Right. So I think it's now time for our little break. I think that was a good ending point.
Yeah.
And when we get back, we're going to do a little bit of
Flashback who's that?
Tuesday.
I said flashback who's that?
Oh, I was supposed to say
Tina Marie.
Tuesday.
First you said flashback Friday. This comes out on Monday. So first of all.
A flashback.
I was saying Tina Marie. Anyway, go. Break.
Moving backwards Monday. So anyway, bye y'all. Well, we'll be right back.
Come back. I know it ain't a sponsorship. This week's episode is sponsored by the Anchor app. What is the Anchor app, you may ask? The Anchor app is a free mobile application that you can use to make your own podcast, just like the one you're listening to right now. Available on the app and Google Play Store. Download it today and start your own podcast. Get podcasting, and now back to the show. Flashback, who's there?
Demonetized.
Flashback Monday.
You're So welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that break. News flash during our sponsorship by Charlie Horse, and my co-host my podcast partner proceeded to do nothing but take a video and laugh at me as I was in agony. I was in excruciating pain. The video that I already stole off your phone.
Do you have proof? I don't see the video. So don't lie to the people. Anyway, it's time for. Do you have a drum roll?
No, I don't think. I thought we had a drum roll.
Well,
wrong. That's a bell.
Flashback. Monday.
You done? Okay, so we're at episode 20. Now that deserves a clap.
Yes. Woo. 20 of them things.
Man, we're ghetto. Okay, so them.
Wow.
Oh, I mean, if anyone wants to say dumb things, that's perfectly fine. But
so
anyway,
when we come back to episode 21, when it's just me.
But anyway, so every 10 episode we like to do a sound off on a flashback topic of our choice that we would like to say something more about. And apparently we both wanted to say something more about the same topic, coincidentally. So do you want me to start?
Yes, you go ahead.
So the topic was cancel culture. And I had a little bit more I wanted to say about cancel culture. And it's it moves a little bit beyond cancel culture, but it just like talking about discrimination and all of these things and accepting people and all, yada yada. So what I wanted to say was so back in college, I remember, I don't know if the professor said this or we read it in an article, but I thought it was actually very true. Essentially what they were saying is that when it comes to acceptance and sorry, my bootleg mic stand was about to fall and y'all about to hear a big boom. But anyway, when it comes to acceptance and stuff, like basically what they were saying is that they think human beings, we put too much emphasis on understanding and not enough emphasis on just accepting. And I thought that was actually very true. So basically what they're saying is that, okay, I'm going to take an example of, I don't know, either you talk about a white person and a black person, or let's go to something that people really say that they're confused about. Let's say someone who's trans or something like that, right? A lot of people, because they don't understand it, they automatically don't accept it. So it's like, nah, that don't make sense. How are you a man, but you say you don't feel like you identify as a man? Like, it don't make sense to them. Mm-hmm. But what they were saying is that there's certain lived experiences that you just won't understand unless you live it. So, like, both of us being cisgender men, we will never be able to intrinsically understand what it feels like to not know, like, we won't understand intrinsically what it feels like to feel like our gender doesn't match with the gender that we were assigned at birth. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know that internal struggle. So, but one thing I can do is like, okay, I don't fully understand it, and I won't fully understand it intrinsically, but I can understand it on at least the intellectual level, and beyond even me understanding, regardless, I'm going to believe you and accept that if that's what you're telling me your lived experience is, and of course you know your lived experience, if anything we're experts on is our own feelings and emotions and things like that. So if that's what you're telling me you feel, and that's how you identify, then I'm all for it. I accept it. And I think that that's something that doesn't happen enough. Like, a lot of people prerequisite their acceptance of things on whether they can understand it or not. And you just, like I said, you just won't understand. Some things won't fully make sense to you unless you live it. And we don't have the ability to just start living other people's lives to understand it. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I just think that, I thought that was a really good point. What do you think about that?
I think it's true. Like, that's why I think it's always difficult when, and I think I kind of mentioned this at one point, when someone chooses, like, when someone says, oh, something's offensive, and it's like, but you're not a part of that group. It's like, you would never know. If that person says, I'm not offended by this thing, and you're kind of like, oh, well, no, it isn't. It's like, you don't live there. You don't know what they find offensive. Right. You don't know how they feel about it. So it's like, you can't get involved in it. At the same time, it's like, this is what they went through. So they decided to get offended by it, then great. But that's something. It's also like the same time people who are like, oh, well, this is not offensive, and it's like, if you're offended by it, then you're offended by it. Right. You can be. Right. I can choose to be offended by almost anything. Right. But it's like, you can't tell someone this is not offensive, so you'll be okay. And it's like, no, I choose to be. But at the same time, I feel like I can tell someone you can't be offended by this, and if it's not something that you personally suffer from. Right. Like, if it's like I don't know, like a joke is made about black people, and I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty funny. And some white person's like, that's offensive to the black community. And I'm like, girl, the black community is telling you they're not offended. Right. Like, yeah, you can't. You like, all of the black community saying, no, girl, we're okay. Right. Just like, oh my God, what was it? It was perfect. I was on TikTok, and it was a video. I forgot who it was, but they made like a fat joke about Rosie O'Donnell, basically to her face. Ooh. And she laughed it off and everything. And like, a lot of people that got upset about it. And I think she didn't get offended by it. Right. And they came back and was like, oh, I want to come back and apologize, X, Y, and Z. And she was just like, that, like, it was a joke. It was funny. Like, right. I'm chubby. Yes. Ha ha. Like, it was a funny joke. And one of the comments under the video was like, no, she definitely found that offensive. It was offended. If she wasn't offended, then her family could have been offended by it. It's like, her family. Who asked you? Right. First of all, when's the last time Rosie O'Donnell had a show? Like a real talk show. Right. It's been like in like the 90s. Right. So like, y'all bring up this old ass clip and you're like, oh my God, but no, she could have been. No, she wasn't. Yeah. Okay. Right. Like, you can't speak for her. You can't speak to the whole family. Right. She wasn't offended. She was fine. So it's like, yeah. You're gonna go cancel somebody 17 years down the line because they made a joke that at that time nobody thought was inoffensive. Like, right. But yeah, that's what it's just, like I said, it's just about believing people understand. Like, for example, one thing that, like, it just really baffles me sometimes how people, like, even white people who would say, oh, things aren't hard for black people anymore. There's no racism anymore. It's not like, but they're telling you, do you live that person's life? Like, they're telling not the same person that screams at the top of their lungs when you can't find this one specific thing at a Hobby Lobby. And when someone's like, oh yeah, girl, we don't have it. And you're like, I don't understand. And I'm going to call the police. And I'm going to do this. And you're so offended. Right. Oh my goodness. And it's like, you had the freedom to do that too, by the way. And we don't have that same freedom. Right. Because it's like, at the end of the day, if someone black was doing that, right, you would be the first one. Oh, I was just so scared. I was so nervous. Oh, I don't know what he was going to do. And it's like, but hold on. Because if you did the same thing, right now, they just told you to get out of the store. I got tased, right? But there's no racism. I got a Hobby Lobby vase upside my head, like. But yeah, and it's just like, or even, I'm going to wrap this up a little bit so we can get to your topic. But like, even for example, the whole debate that some people still have as to whether, I don't know, gay people are born gay or are they always gay, and it'd be like, gay people like, yeah, I'm pretty much ever since, I mean, I don't know when it kicked in, but ever since I was attracted to people, that's what I was attracted to.
Oh, really? But let's still debate whether that was true. It's like, how it really
how are you going to debate?
Sometimes, like, the audacity of people, like, who are you to look at someone, a group of people who are telling you their lived experience, and then say, I don't think that was your lived experience. Like it'd be like the audacity of some people. Like, I just don't understand. Like,
and that was something I brought up one time. The audacity,
right?
The audacity of you to try to like basically make someone feel like they're less like. Oh no! I know this one thing. It's like, girl, yes, good, congratulations.
Right,
but you're wrong.
But you're wrong.
But you're wrong. Okay, great. Right. So mine was in the realm of cancel culture as well, because I was watching. I don't remember what the name of this comedian was, and I really wish I did. Man, I don't know. I think I saw it on TikTok as well. But he was talking about cancel culture, and he was saying like how the importance people put on cancel culture and the actual canceling of someone is BS,
right?
Which I was like, very true, because they'll start a hashtag about everything, and it's like, at the end of the day, I really wish I knew who this comedian was. Oh my god! But at the end of the day, that hashtag does nothing.
That's right.
At the end of the day, that hashtag does nothing. If as a society we don't cancel this person's not canceled.
Right.
Ooh, excuse me. When you apologize for a cough, but yeah, it's just, if we don't say they're canceled, then they're not canceled. Right. So people like that, cause it's the first thing to bring out a hashtag. And I forget, this comedian said he had made a joke about someone, and someone was like, "Oh my god, that was so offensive," and it was like hashtag cancel this person, and he was like, I looked at it and was like, "Oh wow, Anyway, like, because that's kind of what it is. It's like, y'all want to start this hashtag, but no, the hashtag is the first thing maybe bring awareness to it. But it's like, you actually have to participate in canceling that person. Don't listen to them. Don't stream them. I don't know, cause a protest. Like, there's things you can do other than, like, your triggers. So you're sitting at home writing think pieces on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Days and days, and making TikTok videos and responses. And you're, oh my God, like this keyboard warrior type crap. And it's like, at the end of the day, if somebody don't find it offensive, then you can't be offended by it. Yeah. Like, I just saw this, Oh,
Siri.
Not Siri.
What are you talking
Siri,
about?
you triggered about something?
Right. I just find this whole conversation just very offensive.
Like, I was watching, I love SNL. I like, the weekend updates and everything. Yeah. And, every year they do this thing where, Michael Che and, Colin Jost, they do this thing where they, like, write jokes for the other person. Right. And Michael Che, the black one, always writes a joke for Colin that's kind of, like, semi, like, offensive, whatever. Right. And it's always kind of funny because it's like, one, who wrote the joke. Right. And two, it's kind of funny because it's like, them as buddies, is like, he's like picking fun at him. Right. And he's like, oh, haha, like, it's whatever. But obviously, like, it's not like something like, I think they made a joke about something. It was like, Rosa Parks. They made 2 Rosa Parks jokes. It was kind of funny. But it was like something. It was like, it was something, like, one joke I just saw, and it was like something about Rosa Parks, and he was like, I wish more people would do what she did, which means sit down and shut up. And I was like, because he said talk about black people, and then like kind of like, and Mike was like, whoa, like that's a little, right. And like it's funny because it's like that's the joke. The joke is to make him uncomfortable because he doesn't want to say these jokes. Right. But it's like, oh, haha, it's a joke. That's the joke. A black person wrote the joke. A white person said the joke. Right. His joke is not saying the N-word. Like, it's not like, that's when it's going too far. But it's like the funny joke. It's like that's the whole point. Right. Right. I love like an insult comic or whatever that makes fun of people. Kathy Griffin, Joan Rivers. There's a drag queen, Bianca Del Rio, sometimes does it. Like, I like an insult comedy because the thing is, it's comedy. Right. And I feel like a lot of people try to cancel, because I have a friend who doesn't like comedy. Right. And it's like, how do you not like comedy? Because it's like, oh, well, it's rooted in misogynism and oh my God, misogyny. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what's funny. Sometimes, right. Like, because, like, when everyone kind of falls in on the joke, like, the joke of black people being lazy, or drinking grape soda, or whatever. Right. Like, or eating watermelon. It's like, depending on how you phrase it, it can be jokes. Mind it. Shut up.
I'm saying who like.
That sounds black.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I do sometimes acknowledge when like a white comedian will say something like that because it's like someone's being like. I think when you're a heckler, you should be able to take whatever joke they give to you. So like to an extent, of like if you know if someone's up there making a joke and some black guy is like shut up and he's like you shut up N-word, it's like whoa that's not a joke. Right. But if they're just like heckling him and just like giving him a hard time X, Y, and Z, and he looks over and is like I'm sorry, like did the fried chicken did it run out? And you're like upset about something, like it's really offensive. At the same time, it's like you're ruining his show. So now he's messing with you. Right. He's messing with you. You make fun of him. Oh, shut up, white boy. It's like okay, shut up, black boy. Now what's good? Now everyone's. But he said he's heckling him. This is not your time to shine.
Right.
It's like depending on how the joke goes over, and I think depending on the context of the joke, I feel like it can be funny to an extent. Right. But I feel like if you just get up there and your joke is just like, hey guys, black people like chicken. Ha, right? And the fact that you laughed at that is problematic.
No, I'm laughing at the fact that it's not funny.
It's not funny. Like, it's like, oh, this isn't funny.
We kind of agree to an extent and disagree about the comedy
joke,
thing.
Yeah. Like Kathy Griffin. Like Kathy Griffin is her joke for the longest time of Ryan Seacrest being gay. She has always joked about it. She continues to joke. And it's always really funny because, one, he's not. I don't believe so.
I'm sorry. I was about to say.
There's a really funny clip out there. If you guys, there's a funny clip out there of
I've been thinking he was gay.
There's a funny clip out there of like Britney Spears, Ryan Seacrest, and somebody else.
Oh, not Ryan. I don't think is he gay? I think I'm thinking of somebody else.
Okay, let's talk about that later.
Right.
But it's a funny clip of when like them like doing an interview with Britney Spears, and when like he's talking about like a girl or a girlfriend, and Britney's like, girl.
Oh.
Like she's like legit like, ooh, I thought, never mind.
Wave to our friend. Sorry. I was gonna hook you up with my friend, but never mind.
But it's like that's always been a running gag, and it's funny because he would even like play with her sometimes with it because that was a joke. It was always I think joked about in Hollywood that Ryan was gay and he was never coming out, and so Kathy would always joke about it. And then at one point, like her and him were like actually joking about it. She would do it to his face, and it's like he like got the funniness of it is because haha, this is something everyone talks about, and he doesn't seem offended by it.
Right.
It's like those kind of jokes can be funny. But it's just the way you come out. Like, she never walked out and was just like, so Ryan Seacrest is the F word, isn't he? It's like, whoa. Like, it'd be something like Ryan Seacrest would be like, it'd be like, oh, he was in an interview with his girlfriend. And she'll be like, so yeah, Ryan Seacrest just did a interview with his girlfriend. Yeah, I guess he's still claiming it. Anyway, like, it'd just be like that kind of like funny. It was like, he's still saying he's straight, but okay. But it's like that's the fun. The fun is poking. I think comedy is about poking fun at people to an extent, but like not going crazy.
Right.
Because if you think like fat jokes, I think are funny.
Right.
If you make a joke about me being fat or black, most times if it's really funny, I will laugh at you. Black, white, Mexican, Asian, I don't care. It's funny. But when it comes out of a hateful place, or you're not being the person to stick up for that community, that's a little different. Like, Kathy will make jokes about gay people, but also Kathy was like the biggest advocate for the gays.
And I think that's the difference, though. That's the main difference, because some people who do these jokes never have made it clear that they actually advocate. They never make it clear that this is just a joke and this is not how I feel like you should treat people. Like, that was a lot of people's issue with the Kevin Hart thing. It was like, first of all, the jokes weren't funny, and second of all, was like basically it was something about beating his son.
Oh yeah,
if he come and we got.
But that wasn't a joke. That was like that was just a straight statement.
And then it was like, I'm gonna beat him, and then it wasn't like, but I still love you. Like you saw, like Bernie Mac do, but I still love him. Nobody can mess with blah blah blah. It was, I'm gonna beat him with a brick. Okay, next joke. It's like, okay, that's not a joke. You're just like right. But that's what I said. I don't know. But do you think when it comes to like people who are resistant and be like, but comics should be the better joke, yada yada. Do you think now? Because you know how every generation comes, and they realized how like closed, just like we came up and realized how closed-minded and ignorant a lot of the previous generation was. Do you think that some of the way people think about comedy is just because we're stuck in our, well, I kind of think a little different, but some people are stuck in their ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that the new generation is going to be like, y'all were a-holes for this, like, for allowing this to
I think
happen?
I mean, there are people who I know that are younger than me who like do not enjoy the things that I find funny. And I don't think I'm stuck in my way. Like, I mean, there's a lot of old, like, I don't find Red Fox funny. Like, I don't think his jokes were really landing or hitting. But it's like, I don't know, like, I think sometimes they might grow, like, I mean, even like looking back at some of the comedians my grandma and my mom listened to, some of them are like, wow, that's just straight offensive.
Right.
So I think they're gonna find people that are like straight offensive, but at the same time, it's just like I feel like that's gonna be every generation. But I think we shouldn't just cancel comedians, because that's what kind of gets the world going, laughing, joking. You can't be so triggered. You can't be so triggered all the time.
Right. And I agree, but I just do think that we have to be careful and realize that media and things like that has always played a role in how society thinks of itself and how, it has an impact, so we can't just think of it only as jokes. But I think it's a medium, it's a happy medium, like you said. But I think we're out of time. That was another great episode.
Yes, it was.
Make sure that you
follow us on every social media.
And listen up. Okay,
Bye.
see you.